to the LAX airport just off the 405 and the 105 at the beautiful SoFi Stadium in Inglewood. Today, it's week 3, and we've got a good one in store between the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Los Angeles Chargers. 2 weeks have come and gone. It's off to week 3, and we're underway on EA Sports. Now Jamal Agnew from his end zone. And this return will net positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 27-yard line.
Come on, set!
Lawrence looking to pass on the first play. They'll get this one complete to Zay Jones. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 14 yards there on the first play from scrimmage.
A late season breakout at the end of 2021 with the Raiders earned Zay Jones a big deal as part of Jacksonville's spending spree this offseason. And they'll need to keep up that kind of play in order to stand out in a crowded Jags receiving room. First downs like that, an excellent way to continue to earn more opportunities.
Throwing now, Lawrence on first down. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's second down.
Brandon, we saw these defenders flying to the football in their win last week, and nothing has changed. They're still moving around quickly and forcing incompletions.
Ball on the 42 as they come up second and 10. They'll run for the first time with Travis Etienne. Puts it on the carpet, it's out, and picked up by the Chargers. And he returns it into enemy territory down to the 45-yard line. And without a doubt, not the way they pictured that opening drive unfolding.
No, they were making progress. They weren't exactly in high gear, but they were making a few yards along the way. And now that they've coughed it up, you got to go back to the sidelines and regroup a little bit.
Turnover. And this is caught. First catch for Keenan Allen. And he'll be marked down at about the 26-yard line. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him.
And he did. Takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Austin Eckler with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Chargers use the early turnover to get on the board first here in this one. So that a very nice looking touchdown run.
And on his first carry of the game as well. And you remember, Brandon, we talked to him yesterday. And he thought he was going to have a big game. He thought everything aligned perfectly. He liked what the defense was presenting, and he really liked what he was getting from his blockers.
Hopkins with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game.
Makes the score. Chargers 7, Jaguars nothing.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. From his end zone, here comes Agnew.
Ready, set.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They had to fumble on the last drive, wound up leading to the opening touchdown. Now they'll try again here, 1st and 10. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
Loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Here's Lawrence. He'll drop that underneath to ETN. This will be a gain of about 8 to the 27-yard line. Well, this defense for the Chargers very strong last week as they helped their squad improve to 2-0 on the young season.
Yeah, they held them to just 7 points, and if you rewatch the game tape, and I did multiple times, it was amazing to me that the other guys even got 7. They were absolutely dominating on that side of the football.
They'll run with ETN and trying to shake free, but ETN cannot. The defense will stop him short. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively, and it likely forces a punt situation on 4th. A Cook now on to punt as he gets this one away. Davis now to return. They'll call it a punt of 44 yards. The return was for 7. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. They've got a 7-0 lead in the football as well as they start out 1st and 10. They'll work his way up the middle for a gain of about 4, 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown, so a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later, and let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
Eckler going to get it again on 2nd down. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 43 yards rushing for him now on just his first 3 carries. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. Also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Here we go, sack. Back to 60.
Off the play fake to Eckler, it's Herbert. And the defense has it covered. It's intercepted. Picked up by American. And the Jaguars are going to take possession as they've got it at the 42-yard line. So a first interception thrown for him there, and that really not the best decision either.
Not at all. That's something he did not do in their victory last week. No interceptions in that game, but this defense, they're able to take advantage of an early mistake. Now let's see if they're going to turn it into points.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
They went with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Lawrence. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And they're going to get this up to midfield.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
And play action. Lawrence. And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a 4th down.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
Fourth down. Here's Lawrence. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And this defense will take over right at midfield. Herbert and the Chargers now with a 1st and 10. Right at the 50-yard line. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw. Throws left side, complete to Keenan Allen. And a tackle going to be made at the 38. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Running on 1st down, Eckler. And that one opened up for him well as he'll take this down to the 26-yard line. 56 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start.
Well, they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. The Chargers at 2-0 here to begin the season, and they come in feeling pretty good after back-to-back victories, CD.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
2nd and 5 now. Herbert. Touchdown! Keenan Allen, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Chargers are off to a 13-0 first-quarter lead. Extra point good by Hopkins, and it's now 14-0. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. From his end zone, here comes Agnew.
On the return. The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at their own 28-yard line.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on 1st down. And he's finally taken down, and it's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. The Jags with the football to begin the 2nd quarter as they've got it with a 1st and 10.
Set, ready? Hey, Haywood! Bravo! Hey, 7.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. Man open, that's Calvin Ridley. And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
They kept the receiver in the short field, but that let his quarterback get the ball quickly to him before either guy in double coverage could react.
consistent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. He winds up giving a yard back there, and now it's 3rd and 2. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. 3rd and 2, now Lawrence. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. Derwin James with a pick. And the Chargers will take over here just shy of the 30. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
He's airing it out for Williams. And it's intercepted. And the Jags are going to take over at their own 41. So really the first speed bump that this offense has encountered, they'd had the rule of the roost here in this first half, but now slowed up just a bit by the interception.
And there's a chance that's a wake-up call for them because you don't want to go on autopilot too early. That team on defense is capable of making some plays similar to the one they made right there.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
They've had multiple opportunities on offense and still haven't scored any points. Felt like they wanted to loosen things up, throw it downfield, and see if maybe they could get a big play and a quick strike.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Lawrence. This is caught. It's Kirk. And he'll be out just a yard or 2 shy of the 30. And now the red flag out on the field. We'll have a challenge forthcoming. The Jaguars on 3rd down. 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd and 10. Here's Lawrence to throw. And Ingram holds it in. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. That one goes for 36 yards.
You ask tight ends about their favorite routes to run, and surprisingly, this will pop up as one of their staples because they run so many routes in the middle of the field. How about this one? Starts downfield, bends it to the corner, great touch on the football, and they turn that one into a big play.
Again, it's Lawrence. Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They're giving him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Lawrence. This is caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
I think he has to be saying to himself, how did that not wind up a touchdown? Remember, he just did the tip of the ball across the plane. He's not going to get there, but they're going to be set up in great shape for 1st and goal.
ETN. Oh, he's going absolutely nowhere as he is hit behind the line. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
I have a feeling they'll stay committed to running the football, especially on the early downs. They just haven't had a whole lot of success just yet.
On 2nd and goal, Lawrence. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete.
Well, you know me, whether you need it or not, I'm going to give a little unsolicited advice. Just throw it downfield out of the pocket only if you're absolutely sure. Otherwise, use your running ability and try and get those yards a safer way.
Hey,
On 3rd and goal, Lawrence. The quick slant caught. Touchdown, Jaguars. Zay Jones, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Jaguars are back within a score. Extra point by Patterson, up and good. And that'll make our score 14-7. And Patterson back out there to send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Charger drive about to get going. Here comes another drive from this unit, and Charles, are coming off a costly mistake on the last possession, an interception in a game that is very close right now.
Well, as we know, they all sting no matter what the situation, but in a one-possession game, that'll hurt a little bit more. But this is an excellent opportunity to make up for it on this drive. I just don't expect them to try and take huge gambles to make up that momentum in a hurry.
On 2nd and 7, Herbert. That's caught by his tight end, Gerald Everett. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 and a first down.
Nice job, nice patience right there. Put him on the right side, let him work his way across, put the ball in his hands, and let him work his way upfield with a catch.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On 1st down, it's Herbert. That is caught. It's Williams. And all the way in for a Charger touchdown. Mike Williams, his first touchdown here of the new campaign. And the Chargers have taken a 2-touchdown lead now. Hopkins with the extra point, and it's now 21-7. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've got them pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. Lawrence. Oh, that'll be incomplete. Well, he took a shot as he let that go. And it's going to bring up a 3rd down.
Well, they approached this drive with a lot of confidence after their last one ended up as a touchdown. But incompletions on their first 2 throws has them huddling up and trying to figure out a big play on 3rd down to get the momentum going again.
On 3rd down, Lawrence. And that is incomplete.
I think it's safe to say that he's made some questionable decisions out there so far. Forced some throws into tight coverage. He's already been picked off in this game. 4th down now. Well, he was fortunate on that one. Not to have another turnover on his ledger.
Returnable here for Davis. 44-yard punt, return of 9. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Charger drive about to get going. And as the offense begins another drive here, pretty simple, Charles. They want to carbon copy what happened the last time out when they ended their drive in the end zone.
You're right about that, partner. Sounds pretty simple, doesn't it? Just score again, but we know it's not that simple because we don't just make adjustments at halftime if you're a good football team. You spend that time on the sideline, you study what's on the notes and the tablets, and you make those adjustments, prevent a repeat of the last drive. Series to series, the best teams, that's how they get it done.
And this is, oh my goodness, he pulled it in one-handed. A big pickup of 38.
But you don't have to be a genius to watch this game and figure out they've had plenty of success moving the football here in the first half. We've seen exhibits A, B, C, and right on down the line, haven't we?
Yeah, we just saw exhibit Z right there. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as the clock will stop with 33 seconds to go in the first half. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Got a man. It's Allen for the Charger touchdown. Keenan Allen with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Chargers will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Extra point good by Hopkins. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. From his end zone, here comes Agnew. Now a crease here as he's past the 30.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And a great starting field position and a couple of timeouts at their disposal. They'll certainly have the green light here. Airing it out, looking for Ridley. And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
They attempted a deep ball there. They didn't get it. But boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. And the Chargers are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. So a nice play defensively by the rookie coming up with the INT.
And that's a late-round pick right there, making a first-round impact. And a lot of these day 3 corners, they end up winding up on special teams and sub-packages and even on the practice squad. But he's really made an impact on this defense, and he comes up with the interception there.
The Charger drive about to get going. And with 10 seconds left, not really enough time to put something together. So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you to our EA studios in Orlando, here's Jonathan Coachman with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Welcome back. Halftime over. We are ready for quarter number 3. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gordon. So the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the third quarter. And Davis content just to bring this out to the 25-yard line. Herbert going to lead up the Chargers here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. They'll hand off here to Eckler. And the big boys up front, they're going to stop him right at the line. No gain on the play. It'll be 2nd down.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Eckler going to get it again on 2nd down. And he'll be stopped up at the 26 after a gain of only a couple. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Play action this time for Justin Herbert. And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Trayvon Walker in there to record the 2nd sack of his young NFL career. Here's J.K. Scott now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. On the return, here's Agnew. So a solid punt, but also a nice return there of 14 yards. And the Jags will have great field position to start this drive as they take over on the short side of the field.
Here we go, here we go. Hey, 1, 2. Hey, exit. Hey, boy.
On first down, Lawrence. Oh, that's the third interception for Lawrence. And the Chargers are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line. Boy, so another interception, CD, and it feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his second season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
And he goes nowhere. He'll lose yardage back at the 17. That's a heck of an effort from Josh Allen getting in there defensively. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. Herbert now. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. He'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down.
Warriors 17. 19 Lions. 60 Bobcats.
Here's Herbert. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Johnston. And he will step out of bounds all the way down inside the 40. A big play there for L.A. 54 yards. And worth pointing out, after that last completion, that puts this young quarterback over 10,000 yards passing for his career. And fair to say, he's not done yet.
No doubt about it. He's really just getting started because he's not quite into the prime of his career. So it's likely he's going to hit a few more of these milestones as this career progresses. So let's face it, we'll acknowledge this number and we'll celebrate the milestones down the road.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Once more, here's Eckler. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 91 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Gets it into the hands of Allen on the jet sweep. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. Defensively, they had that one pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and one of the things about this play, it can be even more effective when you run a lot of motion, and there's plenty of times you don't hand it off.
On 2nd down, Eckler. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. That one, a first down pickup of 8.
Looks to me like maybe there's a little attrition setting in with this drive, because when you see that type of a run, I get the feeling the defense getting a little bit tired.
And that's the last thing they need, especially when they look up at the scoreboard. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Now they'll run the option to the short side left. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 4 on the first down play. And not a lot of success to be found there.
Oh, you got that right, partner, because if you're trying to make guys miss about 10 yards or so downfield, that's a pretty good play. But if you got to do it in your own backfield, I consider that a problem. That doesn't work too well.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we played 3 quarters. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Going to throw on 3rd down with Herbert. And this will be caught in the end zone for a Chargers touchdown. A 14-yard touchdown. And the Chargers are closing in on a 3rd straight win as they widen the gap further here in the 4th quarter. No, definitely a good day's work throwing the football. Very good day's work. A 4th touchdown pass as they're really pouring it on.
Yeah, and so much for going into clock mode after getting that touchdown, right? Because you would think with the lead, 4th quarter, they might actually do that. No chance. They've kept attacking and got another touchdown pass as a result.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they unfortunately are staring at a mini losing streak developing, trailing here in the 4th quarter. This would be their 3rd straight defeat. They'll start out here with a jet sweep. And he'll lose yardage here, back to the 15. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
After the loss to start out, here's 2nd and 11. Now Lawrence to throw. And he drops it incomplete. And their struggles continue here.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
The Jaguars on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Lawrence will throw. And a throw there going to be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. Returnable here from the 38. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A very good return there. Give him an even 20 yards. And the Chargers will be set up pretty well as they take over in great field position.
Let's go now.
Herbert will give this one to Eckler. And he finds a little bit of room, enough for 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
From the 38, Herbert. He's going to let it go end zone for Allen. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, LA. Well, when coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. When you go back to the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we haven't been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. From his end zone, here comes Agnew. And tackled at the 21-yard line, so a net negative there of 4 yards.
Here we go.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers.
And now off to the races down the right side. Touchdown, Jaguars.
A nice throw there by the second-year quarterback.
And I don't believe that was the kind of play he would have made as a rookie, because usually your rookie season is a continuation of your college days. A lot of one read, and if you don't have it, you just take off and go. Now he's settled in the pocket a little bit more, reading the field and getting to a second and sometimes third progression. That was a nice play.
And Patterson back out there to send this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22. The Charger drive about to get going. And they've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the fourth quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last two drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted. So they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. On third down, here's Eckler. And he's brought down short. 2 yards there, needed 4. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the fourth quarter. On is the punter Scott here as he gets this one away. Agnew now to return. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Jaguars go on offense, first down and 10.
Ready, set.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they're trying to hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Meanwhile, Lawrence's throw here taken in by Ingram. And he'll be brought down just shy of the 40. And with this game well in hand, perhaps we are seeing the coverage lighten up a little bit as they got burned there a bit for a first down.
Well, we certainly know the coach isn't happy along the sideline because he certainly wants them to finish this one out the way they started it. He doesn't want to give up any soft completions, no late points. He wants this lead to stay right where it is.
Throwing now, Lawrence on first down. And that's going to be too high, out of bounds and incomplete.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Second and 10 now, it's Lawrence. Completes it to Evan Ingram. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers 21. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
Yeah. Go, go. Let's go, let's go.
On first and 10, it's Lawrence. He targets Ingram for another grab. Touchdown! Evan Ingram from 21 yards away. And the Jaguars get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this fourth quarter deficit. Patterson now for the extra point. Oh, they flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And picked up by the Chargers. The 40. 20. 10. And can you believe this? It's 2 points the other way on the fumble return. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And this will not work out. Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble. And the Jags grab it. Well, fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we've brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of an anecdotal type of a number. Coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
Great effort by Derwin James on the stop.
Well, as a wideout, when you take that handoff and you're coming around the edge, you're expecting to see nothing but empty space in front of you. But if not...
Well, things can go south in a hurry, and that's exactly what we saw on that play with the loss. A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And they're going to get this down to about the 37.
Well, I can put my defensive cap on right now, and I know they're saying don't give up any big plays now. They've controlled this game throughout, and all they want to do is see it through to the end. I think they let their guard down a little bit with that last completion. Sometimes when you're trying not to give up bigger plays, you don't react as fast as you should on all those throws.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Now Lawrence. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
The frustration is definitely setting in because they've thrown it to him over and over, unable to come up with a catch thus far.
I think he knew he would have his challenges against his secondary. I don't think he saw a goose egg at this point in the game.
Here we go.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. On the counter, ETN. And some room to roam now. Touchdown, Jaguars. Travis Etienne, 37 yards. And the Jaguars are able to make some inroads here to that deficit.
And yeah, that touchdown counts for their team, but I think it counts more for the fantasy guys, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just something maybe positive to look at on film, but this one's over, let's be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you totally on that one.
So the Jags will keep the offense out there as they'll decide to go for 2. Lawrence will look to throw for it. He's got it. So they convert the 2. That keeps their slim hopes alive as we're back to a 2-score game. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. So 2 scores down. Time definitely not an ally, but here comes the onside kick. Oh, did the Jags get this? Yes, Jags football. Well, that certainly makes things more interesting. You get the score, then you get the onside kick. A little uphill battle still, but a start.
It's not mission accomplished, but the plan is working. They are in a great spot right now, and the best part, they put the defense right back out on the field after having already scored.
Yeah, they've got the momentum here now. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll. Looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown, Charles, their last time out.
And that's a great feeling to have on the sideline, partner, knowing you just won the battle against the opposing defense. And since they came off the field, I guarantee you all they want to do is get back out there because they know they have the upper hand on that defense right now.
And incomplete on the deep ball.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Hey, hold it. Hey, got it.
Looking to throw, Lawrence. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete, so the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
And now the focus is really clear. They need to get that first down and either get out of bounds or maybe use one of those timeouts.
So now 3rd and 10. They had the big play to start the drive, but 2 incompletions since. Now the Chargers will use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now Lawrence. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And he's out of bounds, almost gets to the 10. 18 yards the gain for number 18. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
And let's face it, this defense has had its share of struggles all game long, and they know that they can put it all behind them if they defend in the 2-minute drill. Excellent coverage right there to force the incompletion.
To throw again is Lawrence. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
Boy, this crowd is on pins and needles now because anytime you see those guys heading for the end zone, you really hold your breath and they come out of their seats. That one falls incomplete.
A final shot now for Lawrence. And this is going to be caught. So it affects the final score, not the outcome, but it is a late touchdown here on the game's final play. Doesn't affect the outcome, but hey, nice job there to put it in the end zone for the final play.
Could it affect other things? Sometimes these types of scores are ones that we don't consider big at the time. Then later on we find out maybe that was a tiebreaker.
Yeah.
Or, of course, in the fantasy football world, these points mean a lot there.
They're going to try and run. And they will get back to within 1 score as he is into the end zone, and the lead's cut to 8 here in the 4th. Well, at least at the very end, there's something to take away. They lost the game, but got in the end zone, got a 2-point conversion as well. I don't know, in the end, you still lost a football game.
You still lost the game, but maybe it was capitalizing on the flurry at the end, right? You scored the touchdown, keep